What is going on, my people? Welcome back to the channel for a brand new album review. I'm your host, Naseem the Dream. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so to always keep notified on my newest content. Today's album review, I chose one of my favorites in all of EDM music, the man, the myth, the legend, Illenium, with this new album, Illenium. Illinois native Nicholas Daniel Miller, aka Illenium, one of EDM's most beloved names ever since dropping some of the biggest hits of Illenium's career back all the way from 2014, starting with So Wrong. This then leading up to the debut record back in 2016, Ashes, giving us some really great tunes that give us some of that premature feel and early throwback Illenium style when it comes to tracks like It's All On You and Bring Forth the Pressure. This also leading to what to me is the true birth of the headline performer that we have today from 2017's Fractures. Illenium then used this momentum to really continue his huge influence in future bass and even reshaping the genre in a unique manner. The dude is basically the king of feels music, if you ask me. From here, just building continuously more improved projects, stepping from one mold to the next, Awaken to Ascend being the real evidence that really shows this growth and maturity into Illenium's career. Not to mention in 2021 reaching a huge milestone with his first ever Grammy nomination for the 2021 record Fallen Embers. Following this is the brand new self-titled album from Illenium that really enthralls a much deeper scope around pop punk and metal and rock music while still keeping that same signature future bass essence, but now going along with a lot more centered focus around new age pop punk, which I'm fairly hit or miss about with my fair share of content that's really been coming out in the past few years. Examples like First Time and Paper Thin from Illenium are ones that you can mostly expect the same feel from this record as well. This record also does dive back into some throwback moments that are very familiar for OG Illenium fans, especially when he was back in the day just making some solo instrumental content. But it definitely left this record feeling like this project was the most branched off compared to the rest of Illenium's discog. I feel like the rest of Illenium's discog really focused more on some ambient work and dubstep focus and just a lot more future bass aesthetic, and then with this one it focused a lot more into rock and pop punk aesthetic, which has its highs and lows, but favorably a bold move from Illenium to better expand his audience and also tap into some of the cherished insights from the music that he grew up listening to. I'm surely happy for Nick as he really got to work with some legends in pop punk such as Avril Lavigne and Travis Barker, All Time Low, and even Motionless in White. However, because of my minimal interest in this new trend already, the probability of enjoyment on my side of things was already unlikely. And these tracks don't really change my thoughts so much onto this new wave. I mean, I can pick out moments that really held some good potency percentage-wise, but mostly deflated as with some tongue-in-cheek vocals fused out with some out-of-place synthesizers. It just didn't mix well to me. Especially when looking at the track with Motionless and White, Nothing Ever After. It's just like this, bootleg Parasite-y, which is also fused in with this weird zombie rave sequence that sounded like a parody theme. It really is such an awful track to me. It might even be Illenium's worst that I've ever heard. However, I will not go without mentioning the moments that did work for me. I already mentioned how in my reaction from Ashes featuring Skylar Grey, how I really did enjoy this one. I also really did like the Jaden feature on here. I actually thought he had a pretty nice feature. The chorus was quite amazing. And then by far to me the pinnacle moment on this record is Shivering with Spirit Box. This one is by far the most thrilling and most emotionally impacting track on the list. Courtney LaPlante is such a fucking unit on this thing. If you like metalcore, you will love this song. And with Contemporary Said the Sky also returning back to make some more work with Illenium and also with singer Vera Blue. And I can pretty much confirm at this point, every time these two come into the studio and whip something up together, it's pretty much instantly gonna be fire. I even thought Vera Blue shined pretty bright on this track. I really love the upstairs melody that she had onto this pre-chorus, really giving that sweet complimentary tone to the finish. And then closing this thing off fairly well with Luv Me A Little featuring Nina Nesbitt that, yes, it's still following the identical formula that these tracks have really embodied, especially from Ashes, but at least they provide the endearing qualities that me and a lot of Illenium fans really enjoy, that really makes these songs so melodically rich. But when reflecting on this listen, I haven't really felt a similar level of satisfaction compared to the projects previous from this record. There's certainly songs on this list that have surprised me and left me feeling with that same energy that Prime Illenium brought onto the table. But this really just makes up as a fusion that really makes for a messy arrangement and doesn't really execute progressively, nor met the requirements to really succeed his highest production quality material. Lots of these songs just kind of felt undercooked to me, poorly written, mildly flavored. This is possibly my least favorite record from Illenium on his disc Discog and favorably Void while still focusing on the highlights. I'm gonna give Illenium self-titled a 58%. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, go to like, share, and comment down below of what you thought of this record. Do not forget to check out in the description for my separate tracklist ratings for the album, more videos, and also the links to my social media accounts so you can keep with me on the daily. And I'm gonna catch you in the next one.
Deuces.